All right, so if you've never seen the movie Kicking and Screaming starring Will Ferrell, you just saw a portion of scenes from it. If you have, you know that this young man, you know that, what's his name? Connor Sherry. Connor Sherry does a killer job of interpreting this. Now, a couple things you may have noticed. He has a little tiny chunk where he explains the context of why he likes this movie in between his opening, his AGD, and the body of his speech. You can do that for interp speeches. You don't have to though, all right? You can just perform, all right? So here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. I want you to head to Canvas, go to our class page, and on the left-hand side, you're going to see our menus, right? So assignments, announcements, all that fun stuff. You're going to go to discussion board. You're going to click on discussion board, and by Wednesday, what I'm going to want you guys to do is create a discussion where you simply just give me like a one paragraph response to what you liked about this student, and then put another paragraph in there on what kind of skills you think that you need to be successful in this speech. Now I'm going to want you to do that. So 2 paragraphs, pretty easy. The one thing that I'm going to want you guys to do though as well is by the end of the week, so by Friday, just have 5 replies, right? So what I mean is you'll be able to click on other people's names as people start putting stuff into the discussion board. So go ahead and reply to people in the class. We're going to try to be doing digital brainstorms or discussions, right? In class, this would be something that'd be really easy. Digitally, we all have different times, so we're going to hop on and view the resources and where we're going to fit Debate 2 into our schedule, right? So just by Friday, try to have 5 responses to other people on there. Don't do 5 responses to your best friend. You know, let's spread the love around. Try to respond to different people. Let's try to make sure that we're getting everyone involved. The sooner you get in and get your stuff done, the more you'll be able to get some feedback from other people. And by checking into the discussion board, you'll be able to make sure that you guys are set up for success, right? So you'll be able to see stuff that someone may have picked on that you didn't, or you might have someone who is really focusing on some different things, talking about how like, oh, body language is so important in this event. I do policy debate and I don't have to worry about that. This is going to feel really awkward to me. And someone who's in oratory or might have more of a background in drama or acting may be able to kind of give you some points, hints, tips, all that sort of fun stuff, which will be really cool. All right, so let's start that today or as close as you can. Try to have your first post by Wednesday. Try to have your 5 responses by Friday. On Wednesday, I'm going to open up a second discussion board. This discussion board is going to be a brainstorming of which movie or show you want to use as a basis for your interpretation speech, right? So on there, you could just say, hey, I really want to use Back to the Future because I think Doc Brown is a crazy old man and I can act like Marty McFly. Perfect, right? If you want to do a television show, right? Like let's say you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine and you're like, hey, I really like Andy Samberg and I want to use him. Go for it. If you're someone and you're into more like cartoons, like Regular Show or perhaps Adventure Time, you could do some scenes from that as well, right? So any content. So it doesn't have to be a movie, but it can be a movie, TV show, cartoon sort of format, right? Now, here's where it's going to get interesting. I want you to just put a 1-paragraph post onto the discussion board. Here's what I want to do. Here's why I want to do it. And just give me a quick extra paragraph on how you're going to accomplish that, right? So 2 paragraphs, really fast, really simple. And then once again, you're going to be looking to have 5 comments or replies on other people's discussion board thread, just so I can make sure that we're kind of getting those ideas out. Try to look through and address some of the things that your classmates might be doing and kind of give them ideas or ask them how they're going to accomplish getting that scene done. All right, so that's this week. What I'm going to ask you to do next week then is actually get ready to perform this and film it. Now, in the context of high school, these top out at 10 minutes. I think the range is 8 to 10 minutes, or I think it might be 10 to 15 actually. But they have a really, really long range that they're going to hit. I'm going to ask that you guys hit the 5 to 8 minute range. So I'll give you a pretty big window to land in. If you're an extemper, you're going to have to kind of push your stamina up a little bit. If you're an oratory, LD, or policy kid, you should be comfortable hitting 5 to 8 minutes. Try to pick content that you know, right? So for example, The Office, a ton of you guys know like Office quotes like the back of your hand. Perhaps you're going to do this, right? Now, remember, you're relying on your body language, your tones, your voices to differentiate characters, right? I would be really stoked if you guys like did costume changes and did cut edits and stuff to act out all the parts, but that takes away from the actual purpose of this speech event. So try to do it where it's just you in front of a camera giving this speech, all right? Now, if you don't have access to technology, have your parents just send me a quick email, right? And we can find a way for you guys to get this done and get credit for it without having to send a video in to me. I would love to have these videos though, so we can kind of share them and give critiques on it. But we're gonna shoot for this humorous interp video. All right, if you go to Canvas, I'm gonna be putting up a module, right? So if you go left-hand side, modules, I'll be dropping in some resources for humorous interp. So like the actual rules from the NSDA, I'll make sure that the link to Connor Sherry's videos in there as well, and to some other videos, just so you can kind of have a list of things to look at. But if you ever need to, just know Connor Sherry's video is going to be in our YouTube page in the Debate 2 playlist, so I'll kind of have a progression of these lessons. All right, so this week, your homework, 2 discussion boards. All right, 1, what you noticed from Connor Sherry's video, what are some of the things that he did awesome, and 5 replies. The second discussion board is going to be what you want to, number 1, do your humorous interp on, so what's going to be your subject area, and 2, what are you going to need to do to accomplish that, and then 5 replies to your classmates. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have some fun with this. Make it enjoyable. If you guys are finding yourselves overwhelmed, send me an email. Don't just struggle in silence at home, or come hit me up on meet.google.com. Special code Breakfast News with Mr. P. All right, I hope you guys are having a good day. I really, really miss you guys. I'm super sad, and as you can see, I'm just in the classroom because I really miss it, and it bums me out. Guys, it's empty, and I've got a single tear that's coming down my face. So, I'll see you. Have a good one. Enjoy.